Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to Don Don 773 TV. You're in the place to be. Thank you for tapping in. Make sure you like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button. Today, we're recognizing Chairman Fred Hampton on the day of his assassination, December 4th, 1969. We're diving into the life, the legacy, and the long-lasting impact he left behind. So let's get into it. Fred Hampton was born on August 30th, 1948, in the Chicago area, and raised in Maywood, Illinois, a west suburb right outside the city of Chicago. Growing up in the 1950s and 60s, he witnessed racial injustice and political tension firsthand. That experience shaped him into the leader we know today. Chairman Fred rose through the ranks of the Black Panther Party with discipline, focus, and dedication to community empowerment. He organized free breakfast programs, political education classes, and community protection initiatives that uplifted Black and poor communities across Chicago. He also played a major role in building what became the Rainbow Coalition, a multiracial alliance uniting Black, white, Latino, and Puerto Rican groups around shared struggles. Jesse Jackson later carried that vision forward after Hampton's death. And with that being said, that's crazy. That goes to show you how foundational Black Americans have always been the backbone of movements for justice, not just for ourselves, but for many other communities. Fred Hampton is one of the clearest examples of this. At the time of his assassination, Fred Hampton was expecting his son, Fred Hampton Jr., even though he never got the chance to meet his father. Fred Hampton Jr. eventually dedicated his life to continuing the work and uplifting the legacy of his father. On December 4th, 1969, around 4:30 a.m., 14 Chicago police officers working with the FBI under COINTELPRO stormed the apartment Fred Hampton and other individuals associated with the Black Panther Party were staying in. Police fired nearly 100 shots into the apartment. The Panthers only fired one shot, and reports show the shot was likely a reflex after Mark Clark was already hit and killed. And who's to say that those dirty police back then didn't fire a phantom shot just to say, hey, this is justified. They was trying to shoot at us. You know, these people have been dirty, and we know the games they play. Fred Hampton never woke up. He was in the bed next to his 8-month pregnant fiance. Many believed he was drugged the night before, and many believe that William O'Neal, the suspected, it's not suspected, the FBI informant, drugged him. But yeah, so Fred Hampton unfortunately was assassinated, and Mark Clark, 22-year-old Black Panther leader out of Peoria, Illinois, was killed as well. William O'Neal was recruited by the FBI in 1967. Placed inside the Chicago chapter of the Panthers, he became head of security, even serving as Fred Hampton bodyguard, all while secretly reporting everything to the FBI. O'Neal gave the FBI detailed floor plans of the apartment and may have drugged Hampton the night before the raid. See, these people, that's why it's important to watch who you have up on you. That's why in the foundational Black American community, you know, it's a thing. Where your mama stay, where you from. Like, people want to know where you come from. Like, that's how I was raised. People want to know where people come from, like, if you come around, you can't be verified, I never trust you. Like, no. For real, though. But the FBI counterintelligence program targeted Black leaders using infiltration, informants, forged letters, setups, and psychological warfare. The same tactics was used to elevate the tension between Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad. It was a system designed to destroy black leadership from the inside. Yeah, so that was the plan, to destroy from inside and use who they could use. And back then, they was using weak-minded black people. And these days, it's even easier for them because they could use these foreigner blacks, and they don't mind throwing us under the bus as long as they get a little crumb. I just wanted to throw that out there because you'll be surprised. There's a lot of people that's not familiar with these different things. And as far as that William O'Neal cat, after he did all that, he lived to the 90s, the early 90s, the very early 90s, should I say, even if you can call it that, because after appearing in Eyes on the Prize 2 in '89, speaking about his role in the assassination of Chairman Fred Hampton, William O'Neal, he unalived himself. You know, he ran out there into the middle of the 290. My Chicago folks know what that is, out west 290. He ran out there into the middle of the 290, the Eisenhower Expressway, and unalived himself because he had did an interview with PBS. They was making a documentary speaking to different people that was involved in the movement back in the day, and I guess he thought it was the time for him to just get all that stuff off his chest, and he got it off his chest. And in 1989, he did those interviews. I think it was set to be released like early 90. He killed himself in January of 1990. So yeah, a lot of people believe all that guilt and karma came back to him, and he couldn't hold it. So that's the results of that. But enough of that rat. As we are in the Chairman Fred Hampton today, we also acknowledge the ongoing challenges surrounding his legacy. Now turning our attention to Fred Hampton Jr., we recognize his commitment to upholding his father's memory and legacy. Year after year, he has represented and honored his father's name, even as others have come and gone. Recently, though, there have been conflicts, including clashes like the one that happened the day before the anniversary of his father's passing on December 3rd, 2025, with Layla Wills and her supporters, and him being excluded from a play about his father here in Chicago. With all this going on, we have to ask ourselves, could this be modern day COINTELPRO tactics? Because the patterns look really familiar. I'm not taking sides. I don't know all the internal details, but I do see how history repeats itself. Division, confusion, and misinformation have always been tools used to weaken the black community. Fred Hampton Jr., stay safe, keep pushing. The struggle today still mirrors some of the same challenges our ancestors faced. And with that being said, I would like to say long live Chairman Fred Hampton. Please like, share, subscribe. Drop a Black Power fist in the comments. Show some love to the fallen ancestors. And with that, we out. Church, this is Don 773. Please hit that notification bells because we will be back. Man, I'm trying to make sure we hit that 50 subscribers, so make sure y'all subscribe. Once we hit 50 subscribers, these conversations will be going live, and we can tap in live and interact with each other, and the conversation will flow a little bit better. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe, and I'm out. Check.